our viewers, as you can see, I am on a motorcycle heading to Nangwade to go and meet Mr. Sonko Michael. He's a businessman. He has interesting story to tell us, and we are going to share with you on our YouTube channel. Where we are right now is a road called Nsibambi Road. As you can see, he was the Prime Minister of Uganda. Nsibambi, Mr. Nsibambi, he died. The road has a lot of jam. Africa has a lot of amazing things that you'll be seeing on this channel right here. That says we are going to bring you stories about businesses, local businesses, and how Ugandans strive to achieve their goals in life. We shall right there in about 15 minutes. We'll be there. It's quite a distance from where we stay, but we shall make it in time. We are at the hatchery, and Mr. Sonko. As you can see, he's very busy man.
Yeah, you are welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So we are going to see how this business is done. We are going to know much about Mr. Sonko, and he's going to be featuring in most of our videos that will come in the future. So let's get inside and we get to know what Mr. Sonko does.
You found us so busy that we can still get some time for you. This is our hatchery.
Yes, sir.
We call ourselves Chagwe Poultry. And our business is eggs, chicks, and hatching.
Okay.
As you can see, these are eggs.
Hello. Welcome once again to our YouTube channel. Let's Go Uganda is a channel that is going to bring you each and everything about this beloved country of ours, the motherland, our motherland, Uganda. Remember, Uganda is the pearl of Africa. Uganda is filled with a lot of amazing things. It's full of wonder. You're going to get to know more people. What people do in this country, how do they survive? What kind of businesses do they do? Today we are going to interact with one Mr. Sonko Michael, and he's right here in the video, in our video. You're going to hear him telling us about his work, what he does. He's a Ugandan. He's a very proud Ugandan. You're going to get to know about him and the kind of work he does. So, Mr. Sonko,
Yeah.
nice to meet you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome to this YouTube. You're welcome. Welcome to this YouTube channel. Yeah, it's called Let Us Go Uganda. Let's Go Uganda.
Let's go Uganda.
Exactly. What we feature in our videos is the kind of work we do as Ugandans. We portray our lifestyle in this channel. We are proud Ugandans and we are proud Africans. And we look for people who are achieving or doing something in their lives. And then we try to showcase their work on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah. So today we are having you, and we hope to hear much from you about the kind of work you do. So my first question is, can you tell us about yourself?
Yeah, as you said, my name is Sonko Michael. I'm a proud Ugandan, as you stated. Why? Because first of all, I'm proud about my country, my culture, and I always strive to make it a better place for myself, my family, the people I work with, and eventually the whole population to be better.
Now, anything else?
Yes, I need to throw my light on why I say I'm proud. First of all, I happen to be doing a hatching business where somebody brings his eggs here and we hatch them, and so that means we add value to somebody's product, as in we turn eggs into chicks. That is value addition, and this is one of the core campaign strategies for a country, developing country like Uganda. Instead of importing chicks from abroad, as it has always been, yes, we try to hatch the chicks here.
Right in this country.
Yes. So, first of all, we have our organization. We call it Chagwe Poultry. I call it Chagwe because I'm a born of Chagwe. Chagwe is one of the we call them Masazas counties in Uganda Kingdom. That's where I was born. I'm proud of my country and my culture. That's why I decided to call our organization Chagwe Poultry.
Being proud of Uganda is what makes this channel to be called Let's Go Uganda, and we are going to go to the top as you've heard, he's very proud of where he comes from. Chabwe, it's a saza. In Uganda, it's called a saza. It's amasaza. These are places where
the administrative units of the Uganda Kingdom, the previous Uganda Kingdom, that's how Uganda used to administer through their county. There are so many Chabwe, Bulemezi, but 9 is Chabwe.
So Esaza is a county. Yes, that's good. So tell us about your profession. What is your profession about? What was your profession for this?
I happen to be a university graduate, and for that case, I graduated in Material University. I happen to be a teacher by profession. After studying some bit of teaching, I also ventured into studying law, but I did not complete in between because of financial difficulties. So basically that is what I had studied. That's what I had studied professionally. But after my graduation, I joined the newspaper industry. Okay. And I worked there for some good time. I first worked in Nation Media Group, the Uganda country office. By that time, we used to produce the paper called the East African. It is still on market right now. Okay. Then after there was a merger between Nation and Monitor, so then I became Monitor newspaper staff, where I also worked for some time. After, because of several issues, I left Monitor and I joined the Hope Observer newspaper, where I also worked for close to 3 years. Then after that, I opted to venture into doing my own business other than being employed, because that was my major aim, to make some money. I get some capital such that I can also do my own kind of business. Yeah.
Ugandans are entrepreneurs, and he's an example. You are seeing the great work he's doing in this nation. Chicken. If you're there and you're a farmer or you're a poultry farmer and you need chicks, yeah, they're all chicks, you can get them right from him. What was the happiest moment in your life?
First of all, after leaving the newspaper industry, I ventured into maize. Uganda being an agriculture country, I don't know whether they still teach children that agriculture is the backbone of this country. You may not see it because it is somehow diminishing, as in that saying, much as will remain an agriculture country. So I ventured into maize. And for failure to have made very good study before joining the business, things did not work out. They didn't work out as I had thought, because I went to some place called Ugandan and tried to buy some maize and fell into Kampala, but somehow I was conned, and almost all the entire capital that I started doing disappeared. Then after that, I had my sister. She's called Kevin. I'm proud of her. She's called Kevin Narika. She's my elder sister. She was already into the hatching industry, because she used to rear some chicks and she would hatch them with other hatcheries, and then she would sell them. So somehow she called me and told me, "You come here, make some study about this business." I enjoyed it. That's how I entered into the chick industry. She pushed me. I had some very little money. She gave me some money. I looked for fertilized eggs, and I started hatching eggs. Along the way, I realized that was not my main goal in the chick industry. When you have a hatchery, because we used to hatch somewhere, some place called Mbongo in Chengera. So I joined that. She attached me to that hatchery because that's where she was hatching her eggs from. And in that place I had a mission, a hidden agenda that I didn't tell my people if I was working with, but I made an understanding. And I realized how things moved. And for a good 3 years, I planned, I eventually need to have my own incubator to begin hatching eggs, because I had seen business of setting my own eggs from wherever I buy them. Then I would also call in other people who are in the same business to still come and use my hatchery as their hatching point. And that is where I am now. That's how I came up with Chagwe Poultry. It is a long story. So I think that is being brief.
In brief, let's say this is the manifest of a dream that started from a failure to a success.
Exactly.
That's good. So what do you value so much in life?
Of course, it is that's a broad question, but what I value most is I feel so happy when other people are happy. When somebody is happy, I also feel happy. That's why in our organization, Chagwe Poultry, I always try to pull our people, especially young people. I want to teach them how to make money through legal means other than venturing into other kind of unlawful behavior. And when you walk through our hatchery, you see several young boys.
Majority of your workers are the young generation.
Yes. I always feel happy when they are inspired, and I like to inspire them. I feel happy when somebody is happy. I'm not a sadist. I teach them. As you may see, on top of employing other people who I may not be related to, I also do bring in my own relatives. For example, I have two sons here I work with. They are my blood sons. Both are my brother's sons. We work together. I want them to learn because, of course, we grew up from a humble background. We didn't have much money. So somewhere, somehow, they didn't achieve so much via education, via secular education. But we have to make ends meet, and we have to make our clan, our county, Chagwe, proud.
Now, there is something that continents outside here have done that Ugandans or Africans they don't portray that image. An Indian would use a fellow Indian to work for him. It's not easy to find an African who supports another African in doing business or in progressing in life. But I'm very happy that you can consider that there are youths out there who are jobless, and you can give them a hand and you move together. And employing a relative means that if there is, as your story is, that they had failed in the secular sector.
They didn't fail as in failing in education, but they did not go much high because we didn't have it.
Oh, I got it. I got it differently. Like they had tried to find a job in their professional careers, and
they didn't achieve their desires through education because of financial constraints. Yeah, as I told you, we grew up from a humble background. Here in Uganda, I mean, English differs a bit from Uganda or our ancestral language. When somebody says a humble background, what I want to say is we are not the richest. We are not a rich family, so our parents couldn't afford so much to pay for our school. Some of their parents passed on. Yeah, but to take you back a bit, like unlike Indians who always want to employ their family members, our organization is broad-based in Uganda. For example, my business partner is called Mr. Banjendela Joseph. When you hear that name, it is from Western Uganda. Yeah, I'm in Central, is in Western Uganda. Even then, there are other people who are attached to us, farmers, who inspire people. You may not be working with us here directly, but we have so many people who we are teaching and pulling into this business of poultry. Yeah. People who you come, teach you how to rear birds. We sell to you birds, you can even loan them to you. Then you can supply us with eggs, you can even hatch them for yourself. The choice is yours. That's how the whole country is concerned. We have borders as far as Kabale, we have borders as far as Toronto, we have borders as far as Gulu. Yes.
Understand. Now, we've just got to know that Mr. Sonko's values, one of his values is to inspire others or to pull other people's hands, to give them a hand of help so that they can also achieve their goals. So Mr. Sonko, can you tell us what experiences taught you to take on these values?
As I said earlier on, I feel happy when other people are happy. So whenever I go to my bed, after working, after a long day's toil, I always think of the next step. How do I help somebody? How do I make somebody happy? Because of that question that is always on my mind, I looked at something that would be simple and easy for any person to begin. Whenever you look all through Uganda here, you see somebody really achieve in whatever manner, whether it is on free range or what. So I saw chicken, the chicken industry, the poultry industry as something that is very easy, that it just needs a slight push, a slight guidance, and somebody will get on with some kind of improved kind of inputs. So somebody would achieve. Every family here in Uganda would have a chicken, at least, even in the villages.
Yeah, in the villages, actually, even in my village, where I come from, chicken, like people would rear chicken. You find like this local chicken, someone has at least a chicken roaming around his compound, and he owns it, he or she owns it. Yes.
But on top of that, it also happened here in the central region. I would call it Uganda. Okay. Uganda region. There's a time when we went to some place called Uwero. Most of people have heard about Uwero. That's where Museveni had most of his battles when he was taking over power.
Okay.
You would walk to a village, and we wanted to buy a chicken to have it to bring it back to Kampala. And you would walk through something like 4-3 families, and they wouldn't afford to raise at least 3 bags for selling. Yet they were struggling to make ends meet, to put food on the table. And in that manner, Uganda being an agricultural country, that is our purpose. At least every family to have something, even the poorest family you can think of, to at least have something, so that when somebody is passing by, a tourist is passing in the village, you have something to sell to him. Yeah.
Okay. We've got to know that your profession was your profession is teaching, right? Now you switched into news, the media. Then later on you come into poetry. I want to ask you a very interesting question. Can you tell us your first job? What was your first job?
Yes, my first job after leaving campus, I did some unlawful businesses of smuggling fuel from Kisumu to Uganda. Okay. They were unlawful, but maybe I thought that I would make quick money. I did not succeed so much via that front because it was risky, and most of our goods would always be taken by URA. So my parents didn't see it as a good way of a graduate to handle his life. And actually, they told me, they advised me, and I also realized the advice that I should leave that job. Indeed, I left that job, so then I joined the newspaper industry. Despite the fact that I was a graduate, I was just a delivery clerk.
Delivery?
Yes. I used to get the paper, the East African newspaper, and I delivered to people's doors. That's how I actually entered the media, the newspaper industry. But course, my bosses realized my capacity after some time, and I began getting promotions.
Okay, our viewers, there is something that is happening in Africa. Many students graduate from school, but they end up jobless. Job opportunities are very, very rare to find. You can roam the streets for years and you find nothing. Now, when you hear Mr. Sombo saying that he ventured into smuggling, it wasn't because he wanted it to be that way. He had a dream. He had a dream. An African dream is really hard to achieve. But always, your mind has to be open to look for avenues, like where to find what to do. So if you find yourself landing into smuggling, it's not a crime. It is not a crime as long as it can put food on your table. In Africa, smuggling, okay, in the saying of the word, like the way you can hear the word or the sound of the word might look like it's filthy. But if you're looking for something, you can do anything. So this is what he ventured into, but later on, he had to look for a way, another way, after realizing that what he was doing wasn't right, or might land him into trouble. So this is a story of a successful businessman. Not that everyone who is successful has a good story. The story starts from somewhere. Someone starts from the village, digging. That's somebody's life. Another person will start through pickpocketing, and then he realizes that no, it wasn't right. But what makes us do what we do is because we want to achieve our dreams. Growing up, what were you thinking you wanted to be?
First of all, I should say that both my parents are still living, thanks be to God, but I spent most of my childhood period with my mom. She was not so much educated, and in that manner, yes, I went some good schools, but I think somehow I lacked some good career guidance. Okay? When I was in P5, I admired the priest, but I think that was because of child kind of thinking.
From a priest, yes, to a businessman, and not only but a successful businessman.
Yeah.
Yes.
But see, by the time I finished my primary, that dream had faded away.
Okay.
And then I thought about being a pilot.
Yes. Every African wants to be a pilot, a lawyer, a doctor. If you ask a child, an African child, a real African child has big dreams. They don't dream to be small things.
But after my university, I realized that first of all, by the time we finished university and when we were at campus, we realized that job opportunities in Uganda were fading every other time. There are so many graduates on the streets. So every other person who would want to succeed, to earn, to put something on his table as food, you need to have you need to establish your own kind of employment. You have to employ yourself, create work such that you employ yourself. So then my mind began shifting to being self-employed. Now the question was, in what sector, where can I employ myself? First of all, I need to have money to set up maybe a farm, or a school. Yeah, but my dream eventually turned into getting my own business.
So as you've got to know that his childhood dream was to become a businessman, to be a businessman. As a child, wanted to be a businessman. But listen where he ended up. He ended up studying teaching, like taking the profession of teaching. From teaching, he ventured into law, studying law. From law, he went into the media. He ended up working in the media. You see how confusing it is. In Africa, not everything is straight. at a certain moment in time, our roads goes in zigzag. But we always have a dream and we always achieve that dream through hard work. We work very hard to achieve our dreams as Africans. Every African has that value. Now, he wanted to be a businessman as a child. Right now, at his age, he has achieved his dream of being a businessman and he's progressing in life. Today, we are having Mr. Sonko to give us his story about